day as well in New Haven, Connecticut, which is where we catch up with our guest here this morning on Indiana in the Morning. That's Kenneth Gray, former special agent for the FBI. Now he is a University of New Haven senior lecturer of criminal justice, homeland security, and emergency management at the Henry C. Lee College of Criminal Justice and Forensic Sciences. Wow. Ken, that must be one big T-shirt you have to wear in order to get all that on there.
2 business cards.
You'd need a sombrero to put that on the hat.
Just about.
Our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. So it's interesting. Ken, AI, artificial intelligence, has been, of course, a topic of conversation around these parts, and I imagine everywhere else, especially in your world, for the good and for the bad all over the place. I mean, we're just learning about what the capabilities are, and they do have good and bad applications. The one we're talking with you about this morning is actually a bad application for artificial intelligence, and that is the amplification of terrorist propaganda. What does that mean?
So on October 17th, out in Stanford, California, the chiefs of intelligence for the Five Eyes, the United States, Canada, UK, Australia, and New Zealand, all did a briefing to the leadership of the Silicon Valley companies to talk about the threat of China. But in the process of talking about this threat of China with intellectual property theft, they also focused in on the threat of AI. AI can be used, as you said, for good things, but it can also be used for bad things. The briefing that they gave concerning AI was that there are indications out there that AI could be used by overcoming safeguards built into it, to be used to make propaganda for terrorist groups, and to also come up with designs for different types of weapons. Normally, these AI tools have safeguards built into them that would stop it from providing that kind of information. But the director of the FBI, Christopher Wray, said that there was indications that they have attempted to overcome those safeguards to try to use AI to design weapons and to use it for propaganda purposes.
Well, propaganda has been a part of any conflict for forever, really, when you think about it. And certainly this is a tool, and we talk about how tools can be used in any number of ways, and to pursue the prosecution of war, as has been declared by so many terrorist groups on whatever their perceived enemy is. It can be a pretty scary thing because of the deception, and people really don't know what is the true thing. What do you believe?
Absolutely. So here's where AI really would help out a terrorist group like that. Is let's say that you're a member of, say, Hamas or Hezbollah, both of them in the news here recently. You're a member of that terrorist group, and you want to try to win people over here in the United States to your cause. And so you use AI to take your language and turn it into English to be able to better reach an audience. And you may also use it to come up with different versions of the same information to pick the one that would best reach the audience. And so that's the real value of AI, is to be able to handle language, to be able to design language, to be able to reach a specific audience. But they're also talking about using it to try to come up with designs for weapons, and that's where the safeguards are really kicking in, is that the safeguards are supposed to stop it from being able to be used for trying to design weapons. Now, AI is really not an analytical tool. It's really a language tool. But it can be used for analysis. It can be used for design.
Yeah. Well, that first point that you made, is that what we're seeing playing out on college campuses and in communities all across our nation right now?
So, here's the thing about college campuses in some communities, is that there was already a pro-Palestinian point of view here in the country. And an anti-Semitic point of view in the country. And so really this is causing that anti-Semitic, pro-Palestinian point of view to come out finally out into the open to where we now see it. We see how pervasive it is on certain campuses.
So Director Ray, in his conversation, was talking about how AI could help people learn how to build bombs and learn how to conceal bombs and get around some of the society's safeguards that we have put in place. I don't know how easy that is to do, but it only takes one or two pretty bright people to make that happen, right?
Absolutely. But you know what? There are already designs for weapons out there on the internet. And before that, there were designs for weapons in books like the Anarchist Cookbook. And so I don't know if AI being used to design weapons really gives that much more. As I say, it's really a language tool. It's really not an analytical tool. But nonetheless, it can give you information. It's just that the problem with AI is that it hallucinates sometimes. That is, if it doesn't have the information, it makes it up. And therefore, it does not necessarily mean that the designs are going to work.
Gosh, so AI is basically growing into itself as well as we're learning about how to deal with AI and how to make it a part of our life for the positive. AI is changing too.
So with ChatGPT, they're now into the fourth version of it, and each version becomes better and better. And they train off of different databases. They train off of scraping the internet to get information. But you know how much garbage is out there on the internet. AI may be learning from garbage, and they say garbage in, garbage out.
So think back to the time when little Kenny Gray was a college student on campus and deciding upon a career path, and he decided, criminal justice, law enforcement, that seems like someplace I want to explore, and this is what I want to get into. It's a whole different thing now than it was then, isn't it?
Well, you're talking to a person who changed career tracks a couple of times. When I was on college campus, I was a physics math major, and so I had a completely different career track ahead of me. But absolutely, criminal justice has changed in the theories. Criminal justice has changed in looking at best practices, and so it is an evolving field.
Well, with what you do now, and at the University of New Haven, you have a pretty good idea of where this is all going, I would assume. Certainly a better idea than I or somebody else who isn't a part of this, that isn't a part of their expertise. So are we ever going to be able to catch up to AI, the speed with which it changes and evolves? Can we ever get on the same par with it?
So I think you just put your finger on the real problem here is the fact that AI is developing rapidly. GPT-4 is much faster and much better than GPT 3.5, which was better than GPT-3. You may have seen the documentary on the winning of Championship of Go, that supercomputers were able to beat people as far as playing the Asian game of Go, which has lots and lots of different positions that you can take. And AI was part of that early instrument that was used to beat the humans in Go. They had previously, years before, beat the best championship in chess. And so it's able to not forget. Humans forget. Humans don't recall all the details. Computers don't forget. So
right.
it has to be better than us in the long run.
Yeah, it's interesting. I thought as we were just talking and as I was listening to you, the back in the basketball days, Coach always told us if the guy gets by you, don't chase after him. Get first to where he's going, and so we just need to get there ahead of AI, I think, rather than try to chase after it, because we'll never catch up to it.
Wayne Gretzky says he didn't skate better than everyone and didn't get to the back faster than everyone, that he skated to where the puck was going to be. We have to get to where the puck is going to be able to be the best.
You betcha. Hey, Ken, where can we learn more about what you do?
So the website for the University of New Haven is New Haven, one word, NEWHAVEN edu, and you can find me there on that website.
He's Kenneth Gray. I thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Tom.